It has to be more than mere coincidence that over the last year or so, a number of prominent cycling coaches have been really pushing the polarised approach via emphasising the importance of long zone 2 rides as part of a balanced training plan. Which has got me thinking, not so much as to why, but as to why now. I'd like to start with a disclaimer that there is very little, if any, science in this video. It's merely my musings and pondering, so it's very much open to criticism. Although, even if my conclusions as to why are way off the mark, the fact remains that a whole heap of prominent cycling coaches are full square behind a polarised training intensity distribution, or TID for short. Polarised training, or 80-20 as it is sometimes referred to, is nothing new and has been around for quite a while. For the last decade, it's been accepted as possibly the best formula for endurance athletes. Having said that, its validity and therefore popularity has been given a major boost by the in-depth work of Dr. Stephen Seeler. There's no doubting that the work of Dr. Seeler accounts for why coaches such as Dylan Johnson, Dr. Inigo San Millan, who is none other than Tadej Pogacar's coach, Anthony Walsh of A1 Coaching, High North Coaching, James Spragg via his regular articles in Cycling Weekly, to name but a few, are strong advocates of a polarised approach. But are there other factors which have contributed to the recent highlighting of the polarised mantra from those that I've just listed? My personal belief is that the, relatively speaking, recent availability of an indoor training experience that is far more immersive and engaging than we've ever had access to before, along with the gains that people have experienced when doing those sessions, has perhaps played not an insignificant part in some athletes putting too many of their eggs into that particular basket. Those sessions are also quite addictive, and not just the performance gains you experience, but the sessions themselves. The recent sad tale of Mark Bentley should serve as a warning to us all. Although thankfully rare, it is still possible to do too much, resulting in a tragic outcome. Let's revisit a page in one of Joe Friel's books, The Cyclist Training Bible. The three variables of sessions and training plans are duration, basically how long each session is, frequency, how often you do sessions, and both of those combine to become something what we refer to as volume. Thirdly, intensity, how hard a session is. And these feed into what he recommends the training journey cyclists wishing to improve should undertake. So with someone new to the sport, Friel suggests that they simply focus on frequency, getting out on their bikes on a regular basis as much as they can, which will hopefully embed that all-important consistency into their training. Get consistency embedded and they will experience fitness gains. From there, he suggests that in their second year as a committed cyclist, that athletes focus on increasing the duration of their sessions. This would typically be done by increasing the distance that they ride, and they will often experience quite a jump in their fitness and ability as a result of this. And it is because of that that Friel thinks it is where many cyclists stop, thinking that they've cracked it and that's all they need to do to keep progressing, but they actually hit a plateau. A prominent metric on the main social media platform for cyclists, Strava, is based around distance ridden each year, and many of us will either have or will know someone who has set an annual mileage total as a goal. In order to keep progressing, Friel suggests the introduction of intensity, obviously in measured and controlled doses. It should be fairly obvious to you that an introduction in intensity will probably result in a reduction in overall volume. This is a journey that I and others I know have been on, and like Friel suggests, some people stopped at the annual mileage as the answer to their training, whereas some started to do structured intervals and experienced performance bump as a result. And it's because of that, I also think that it's where some people stopped having introduced the intensity and mainly focused on that, perhaps at the expense of those still important, long and easy rides. One of the hurdles that I, as a coach, need to overcome with some clients is getting them to reintroduce more zone 2 into their training diet and let go of perhaps one, maybe two of those really hard sessions each week. Overall, this is not only better for performance, but also for general health and as a more sustainable approach, resulting in improvements that stick around for quite a while. Having coached a number of athletes for some time now, I totally understand that for many people, a busy work and home life means that they often have to rely on the turbo for midweek sessions during large parts of the year. So doing as much zone 2 as they ideally should might be difficult, but there are ways around that. And during some months of the year, conditions can make it doubly difficult. So for those 3 or so months, I will often move my athletes from a polarised distribution to a more pyramidal distribution with an appropriate adjustment in the intensity of their sessions. Now, pyramidal is a training protocol that not only has scientific research backing it, but it also helps provide some variation over the course of a training year. A lot of self-coached athletes who go by the assumption that unless a session feels demanding, it isn't training, will often do their easy sessions too hard and therefore their hard sessions not hard enough. Even those who are doing zone 2 might not be executing those in the most productive and efficient way, but that's a topic for another video. So I hope that this video has given some of you a little bit more faith in shifting your training balance to something more akin to an 80-20 distribution. No one is suggesting that you ditch those hard sessions altogether, but just to use them in a moderate and measured dose. So make your hard sessions really hard and your easy sessions really easy, because some of the adaptations that we seek come about as a result of duration and some come about as a result of intensity. So focus your sessions on a particular outcome and don't try to do the whole lot in one session. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work like that. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and maybe subscribe to my channel. Take care. Bye-bye.